Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today on a nice cool Tallahassee afternoon, and today we are going to be unboxing the GOOLOO F3 Air Duster. It's a little gun that has a fan that rotates in it, and this thing is going to be great because there are a lot of things that I need to use it for, and I think it's something that you can use as well. So let's open this thing up and check it out. All right, so this is the GOOLOO F3 electric air duster. Now, you may be going, well, I don't really have a need for that. Yeah, you know what? You might. I know I do. So anyway, this is pretty cool. These little type gadgets, these are great little stocking stuffer, Christmas gifts, that sort of thing. But anyway, let's check this thing out, and then we'll talk about what it is, why I need one, and all that jazz. Ooh, nice. Are you my guard dog? Are you protecting me? Don't protect me. You're too noisy. Close this up. Show you what's in the box. Pearson was not in the box. I know what you're saying. That is a nice dog. Well, maybe not. She might not be nice. She might be. What? What? She might be naughty. Are you a bad girl? Here, get down. All right, so in the box we have owner's manual. Charging cable. It's a USB-A to a USB-C. You have a tip for the air gun, another tip for the air gun, and yet another tip for the air gun, and the air gun. So there you have it. That is what is in the GOOLOO F3 electric air duster box. Oh yeah. So let's go inside and talk about this and tell you why you might need one, or maybe why you don't. All right, so the glasses are for you, not for me. My eyes look a little rough. I've been working in the yard. They're kind of puffy. So let's talk about the GOOLOO F3 electric air duster, what this thing is, what it is not. So first, let's talk specs. So these are the 4 tips that come with it. This is going to be the most wide open, obviously the shortest. Gets a little narrower and a little longer. And this is going to be the most narrow, and it's quite long, so you can reach into places. This is what I use on the dash of the Spider. It works very, very well. It's not so directional that you risk maybe blowing into the speaker too hard, that sort of thing. You probably couldn't anyway, but I don't risk that kind of stuff. That one works quite well. So let's talk the specs on this thing. It's called the F3 electric air duster. I call it a little air gun, but you can call it what you want. It's the X201 model number. All right, are you ready for this? 150,000 RPM motor. Yes, you heard that right. 150,000 RPM motor. It's 18.5 WH battery. The working voltage is 7.4, and the endurance says that it will last for 4 hours on each charge. I have not had it run out, but I also am one that I'll use it in a day, and whether it needs a charge or not, I go ahead and top it off. You can see the physical size of it. I won't go into grave details about the size, but you can see what it looks like in my hand. It weighs 205 grams, and the wind pressure it says is 200 grams. But I'll tell you that with my grandkids the other day, when they were 4 feet away, when I blasted them and blew their hair around, they thought it was pretty funny. All right, you have 3 gear selections. First gear is 25,000 RPMs with a wind speed of 17 meters per second. Then you have the second gear, which is 70,000 RPMs, 30 meters per second, and third gear, which is 150,000 RPMs at 52 meters per second of wind distribution. So here's how it works. You have a power button here on the back. When you press it, it comes on. There it is. Another long press on the button. Turn it off. So I'm going to turn it on. So then you have your start button, not your on and off button, your little start button right here on the front. So you press and hold that button down to start the device blowing. You can see, and that's without a tip on it. Okay, so let's say you want a lower level of wind. I've been using it in third gear. But if you press this again, you see it goes down to 2. It's much lower. Press it again. That's 1. Much lower. And if you press it again, that's third gear. So again, it's gear 1, 25,000 RPMs. Gear 2, 70,000 RPMs. And gear 3, 150,000 RPMs. That's how it works. It's that simple. Again, you just press the button here on the front, the trigger, I'll call it. That's how it works. Show you how the tips are put on. So here it is. You've got the back of it, which is the fan itself. The front of it only go in one way. Once it's in, you just simply rotate it, and there it is. Turn it counterclockwise, comes right out. The next one, same thing. Only go in one way. Once it's in, you turn it, locks. There it is. Very, very simple. So another thing, this does support fast charging. So if you have a fast charger, which is, a high, a high voltage, the 100-watt output type thing, this thing will charge really, really fast. I keep it charged all the time. It's not a big deal. When it's full, when it's fully charged, all 3 lights will come on. If one light is on, obviously 33%. If 2 are on, 66%. And if all 3 lights are on, you're at 100%. At low battery, these indicators will start flashing. And if you don't use this thing for 3 minutes, it turns itself off. In order to save your battery life, we're just going to hold it down and turn it off just like that. All of the common sense that goes along with this thing, don't submerge it in water, don't run it in extreme temperatures, don't put it near a fire, don't drop it, and don't try to take it apart. So there it is, the GOOLOO F3 Air Duster. This thing is the best. I love it. So let me show you a few ways that you can use this thing to determine whether you actually need one. I can tell you I did actually need one. This is something I've been wanting for a while. It works phenomenally. All right, so anyone that knows me knows that I am a picky, meticulous old geezer. One of the things that happens when I'm cleaning the Harley up or when I'm cleaning things up, these little places, now I'm not wiping everything perfectly right now, but these little places right along here gather water. I can take this little air gun in these areas, it blows it right out of there, and then when I go back over it, everything's nice and dry, and when I go ride down the road, I'm not slinging water over what I've just washed. That's very frustrating to me when I get things looking right, and then all of a sudden, there it is. I have my rags color-coded, my grays are for doing my final dry, my white is for my initial dry. That way I don't leave any residual stuff. But anyone who's ever had a Harley understands that these fins, when you're washing inside of these, that water likes to collect and gather in these things. So you can put different tips on there for, whatever surface you're working with and what you're contending with. Another issue, when you're in places like in here, when you wash these areas in here, then you can blow it all out with this thing, and it works great. You can see also there's little pieces of dust there. You may not be able to see it, but I can certainly see it from here. So if I get my little one of the things this does is it has this little blue light, and I've got it on my, I'm going to bring this up here as well. You can see this blue light. I don't know how that comes across on camera, but it's a blue light, and what it does, it shows there's a little piece of dust right there. So when you're cleaning things, if you're looking for little small things, you can use these blue lights to find things. This has a blue light on it, so when it's running, I can see that piece of dust. You may be saying that I'm a fanatic, that's crazy, and that's okay. You're probably right. Vic tells me I have a disease, and that's just how it is. But you can see that it's very cool. Another thing that where it gathers water is along this frame line on this windshield. It likes to gather water in these little slots. So I can take this, and when I blow this water out of it, it's amazing. It just comes out quick around all of the badging. Another spot, all of the badging along the front fender, that sort of thing. So when you're cleaning your motorcycle, with the Harley in particular, these little problem areas, it really does a great job. All right, so we're over at the Sea to Sky. You can see that it's pretty darn clean overall. Same thing holds true here. Now you need to be careful when you start blowing air onto these speakers, because it blows pretty darn hard. But we know that these areas create problems. All of the area up around the dash, all of these areas, these little fine lines, This does a great job getting that out of there. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a bottle of water and pour in this area so that you can see how quickly it disperses it. So I'm going to pour a little water right here. All right, so you can see there's a lot of water all in here. Now, I am simply going to take this and see the water. It does a phenomenal job. So what I like to do is when I wash, I get my original rag, my original dry rag. I go with it. And then I have the next step, my final dry rag, and then I'll go over with it. And then I get my air gun. Then I'll go back with my final dry rag again, and I wipe it down. It gets the dust and pieces that are all around your buttons. It gets the dust from all around your buttons, takes care of all that. When you're cleaning around buttons here, it gets all the dust out. You can put a more finite tip on there to get a little more pressure if you want. So we're over here at the Triumph Tiger. Now anyone who remembers a trip that we went on, there's a plunger right down here, a little mechanical plunger. And that plunger, every now and then, will get dust in it. If that plunger refuses to activate, and if dust gets in there, this motorcycle will not crank. I've had it happen before. This will resolve that. I can simply take this and literally stick it over the plunger, like that right there, pull the trigger, and it will clean that plunger. It does a great job. Obviously, things like keyboards, it does a great job getting any dust off of your keyboards. I have a driving rig that I use for my Gran Turismo. Dust gathers in these little divides here, and it cleans all of that out super good. All right, so now you know it. All of the specs, all of the details, what it is not, and what it will do. I want to tell you, I really, really do enjoy this. It's been great. When I travel on the Tiger, it will always go with me so that I can keep that plunger clean on that clutch lever. That way I'm not stranded, because last time it was a real problem. When I'm cleaning the Harley, especially on that Fend V-twin engine, this thing, man, it works magic. On the Spider, all of the crevices and stuff up on the dash panel, all of the little crooks and crannies around the saddlebags and the boxes, this thing does a number on all of that water, getting it out of there, so that when you end up cranking it up and going for a ride, you don't end up with a streaked up motorcycle after you've done all your work. Because it's very frustrating when you clean something and then you take off down the road and there's water flying out everywhere all over you and everything else. It works well on helmet face shields when you clean those. It works well on any nook and cranny, anything to go into. Also, the Spider's prone to, in that little radiator area, to have leaves and things. This thing blows them out better than anything that I've found. And this keeps you from having to get an air compressor out every time you're doing something. When I thought about using this is when I was at a car wash here recently. It had a little air gun that you could just basically clean around your headlights and your grill and that sort of thing. And I was like, man, it would be great if they made something that was just portable, that you could just carry around with you in your car and your motorcycle, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and that'll do the job. And that's what this is. So I want to tell you, I give this thing 2 thumbs up from the Coach Bob 3 channel. I really like it. It's a great stocking stuffer. There will be a link down below for you to buy this thing on your own. I ain't making nothing off of it, but I do want you to know that I think it's really cool. So there you have it. The GOOLOO F3 electric air duster in all of its glory. So I want you to do me a favor. Yes you, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you ain't having fun, you're most definitely doing it wrong. I'll see you on the road real soon.